Yeah, the color is definitely like super exposed on. Nothing, just having the camera there is just like super exposed, but I have to have that light there. So, hey, Peach State. I'm just trying to get my YouTube camera figured out here to get started. It's being funky. It just looks a little, yeah, it just looks overexposed. I think we're just gonna have to mess around with it. It's doing that auto thing too.
We had
hey, you guys. Hey, Dinky.
We had to increase the brightness because of nighttime.
So. This is husband. He knows about electronics. This is wife friend. She don't know nothing. She's cooked.
Pretty and
yep, I just look pretty and say things, and he fixes everything. Good morning, Jess. Hi, Jennifer. Is it still morning? It is not morning. That is a lie. It is 12:37, so it is afternoon. This morning, I planned to get this done earlier, but we got new internet, and they had to come dig up the front yard to bury the line this morning, so my internet cut out. So, but I'm super excited to have fiber internet. It's going to be amazing. Paige says, hi, husband. And you look amazing. Look at you. You get all gussied up. Yep. Hey, Jesse. All right, guys, we're going to get started here. The first thing that we're going to ship out is eBay. Why do I start with eBay? Ooh, and I have a fun tip today for you to not lose money like I did, because I messed up and I take full responsibility on an order I shipped out. So we'll get into that in a minute here. But why do I start with eBay? So eBay is the most scritchily about, that's a made up word, but that's okay. They're the most scritchily about you canceling orders. So whenever I do shipping, I always ship eBay first, just in case that same item sold somewhere else and like my vendor didn't catch it. That happens with Poshmark. Yeah, I know. I have to have it though. It happens with Poshmark because Poshmark, if you have an offer out on something, you can't like get rid of the order unless you go in and like edit it and change it. Unless someone else knows some fancy trick for that. I do not. Hi, YouTube. Thank you for joining us as well. So we're doing on both platforms. I already had some people on YouTube, so I was like, yeah, we'll just put it up. If anybody watches, great. If not, no biggie. Hey, DZ, good morning. Hi, Tara. Big Country Outdoors. Welcome in. All right, let's get started with our eBay items first here. And while I'm talking about, or while I'm getting this up, I will tell you guys all about my mess up. So I went to ship out a jacket the other day, and you guys probably remember we shipped it out. It was like an old vintage Corvette jacket, really super cool. And I shipped it out on Depop. Now, I don't ever ship my stuff from Depop. I always use like an outside shipping thing. I use Pirate Ship. It's way less expensive. I'm able to make a little bit of money on Depop off of shipping. And it seems like I've just never had issues. I've been doing Pirate Ship for a while now. I've never had any issues. Hey, Toto. So normally for those of you that don't do Pirate Ship, what you can do is you can copy the address in Depop. You then paste it into Pirate Ship, and then it like kind of auto-populates everything into the correct lines, and then you buy the label. Well, I've never had an issue with it auto-populating it incorrectly. And so I wasn't paying attention, and it's something I will definitely pay attention to now, because my buyer messaged me last night and said, hey, I still haven't gotten my order. And for some reason it says that it's being sent back to the sender. And I'm like, oh, that's me. And I'm like, that's weird. So I'm like, oh, this is probably a UPS mess up. I'm in the middle of like disputing a thing for USPS right now too. So I'm just like, oh, this is probably one of those things. No big deal. I'll get it figured out. And I'm like, well, let's, get into it. So I go into UPS, I do all the tracking, and I look at it, and I'm like, hey, that all looks right. And I look at the address on his Depop, and it's the same address that he said it was. So I'm like, that's not wrong. So I'm like, well, this has to be a me issue then. So I went into his Depop, into where I can copy and paste the labels. I copied it again, put it into Pirate Ship as if I was putting a new label in. And when I did that, it did what it probably did the first time, which was it put in the digits of the address. It put in W for West, and then it literally didn't put the street address in. So his address turned out being, the digits, West, and then nothing. So that's a me bad. So I connected with Pirate Ship just to let them know, hey, I just want to let you guys know I found this glitch. This is something that's probably going to happen to other people. And it is, I just straight up copy pasted the address. It put it into Pirate Ship that way. So yes, Pirate Ship needs to get that figured out, but that's my bad too, because I should have caught that. I should have seen that the street address wasn't in there. So that is something I will always check. So any of you that ship outside of your platform, whether that be Pirate Ship or stamps.com or whatever it is that you use, make sure that street address is in there, because now, and I've sent him a message, I'm waiting to hear back. Either I'm going to have to refund this guy everything, or I told him, hey, when it comes back to me, I will resend it to you with your address on it. I will cover the shipping. Or do you want me to refund you now, relist it, and you can buy it again? So that's my bad. I should have checked. So just make sure you're looking at those addresses on the labels. Make sure that street address is on there. Make sure the road's on there. Make sure everything's on there, because I just cost myself like $8.50. So it's not a huge blunder. I have definitely screwed up way worse in the past. But it's still $8.50. I mean, I sold something today that I basically am just throwing away kind of, because I just threw away $8.50. So nice little tip for you guys. Hopefully you won't get caught in the same pickle I did. Okay, here we go. eBay. Let's get started. So the first thing that we have is actually some boots that we just listed these the other day. I expected them to sell pretty quickly. I didn't even get a chance. I don't even know if I got a chance to get these up on Depop. I maybe should have asked a little bit more for them, but I'm the kind of girl, I like turnover. So I got so much stuff, and I'm always sourcing and getting new stuff. So I was going to ask like 25 to 30 bucks for these shoes. These are a pair of 2014 Target Massimos, so they're not like super name brand. But when I went to take photos of them, they did have the wear on the back edges there. You can see. So I was like, I better mark them down a little bit. So I wound up selling them for $15.20. Not a huge amount of profit. I got them for $2 at a garage sale. I didn't have to do anything except for just wipe the bottoms down. Super easy clean. So really at the end of the day, I mean, we're probably going to make like, I don't know, maybe $9, $10 profit after fees, which is still, hey, that's profit. It took me like no time to deal with it. So we're going to get these wrapped up. Now I use foam to wrap my shoes up, and I got a bunch of this free. Don't be afraid to ask companies, big industrial companies, hey, do you guys have extra foam later on? I got like 40 rolls of this stuff, huge rolls. And it's been so great for us because I won't have to buy foam, because I generally just ship clothes out. I won't have to buy foam for like a very long time. So that's awesome. Now, if this was a super expensive pair of boots, I would definitely put these in a box if I was worried about things getting damaged or whatnot. They aren't. I am not going to stress about it. I'm just going to pop them in a little bit of foam here. We're going to wrap these up, and then that's it. So we're not going to put them in a poly meal. We're not going to get too crazy with them. I try to keep my shipping costs down as much as I can, A, because I want to make money, but B, I want my shipping prices to look lower than other people's, because obviously it's a game. We're all trying to win the game of life. And so I want to try to keep my shipping as low as I can. So I want to keep my supplies down. Again, I know that someone is like, well, how come you're not just putting them in a box? And it's like, I am going to save so much money not putting these in a box. Hey, Mohawk, good to see you this morning, this afternoon, wherever you're at. Hi, Teeny, good to see you as well. My best friend's name is Teeny Tiny Little Tina. So that reminds me of her. Gosh, that's the only downside about moving away is missing your friends, right? So here is a sticker I'm including, cute little VW with little presents, which actually reminds me of Tina as well, because she is a big VW bus fan. So Froggy Finds is in the house. Happy Friday, you guys. We made it. Another successful week of being awesome. I want to know what your guys is. Frog Pot Finds. #1 gifter badge, baby. Oh, by the way, shout out to Arizona Picker. That was a great live. I caught part of it. You guys all stay up way later than I can. My brain does not function when you guys are still awake, but I was able to catch part of it. And that was a really great live. Really good information. Got to see a reseller I'd never seen before. I think Spencer or something. I have it written down. So that was pretty cool to be able to see somebody new. So I want to know, out of curiosity, what was your guys' best win for the week? And that can be anything. Yes, happy Friday, Daddy. That can be anything. Like, what was your win for the week? Like, what was your, either something you sold that was like, oh, I can't believe I sold that. That was such an amazing find. Or maybe you made a ton of money off something. Or maybe you learned something new. Maybe you fixed something in your settings you didn't realize was wrong. Maybe you met someone that's going to be a great resource for you. Or maybe you went to a new thrift store. Maybe your kid did something totally awesome, or your husband or wife or partner. I am curious what your guys' like big win was for the week. I've got a couple of them. I would say, all right, so a non-reseller win. You guys want a non-reseller win? You want a super nerdy win? So we got this new internet, right? I already know Justin's like laughing in the other room. So you get this new internet, and I'm going to ship these in Pirate Ship because I know I'm going to save money. So I'm going to copy this and go over to Pirate Ship. We're going to make sure the address is in there. Yes, we got this new internet, which I'm super obviously crazy stoked about, right? I mean, who isn't excited to have better internet at a cheaper price? So hello. And so I sit down to play some games because I'm a gamer girl. I love playing Call of Duty. That's kind of my jam. And it's like my unwind kind of thing. And I there was like a new sniper or something that got unlocked. Now, I'm a gamer. I'm not like the best, but I'm pretty good. You know, I usually get on average like anywhere between like 25 to like 40 kills when I'm playing like a multiplayer map. For those of you that don't know about video games, it's okay. The story will be short. I won't bore you. But I sat down right after our internet had gotten connected and played a game with a sniper, brand new sniper, no attachments, should have been terrible. And I got 63 kills. I went like 63 and 20 or something like that. And so that's my win, because that tells me, A, my gaming is going to be better. But that also tells me how much better my internet's going to be for streaming and stuff, because I have almost dropped this out like so many times. And I'm like constantly worried that my internet was going to like glitch out because we had Spectrum and it just isn't that great here. But the fiber cable wasn't available when we first got internet here. So yeah, it was nice. I know. It was fun. Like, it was pretty cool. I was like, I can't believe I got that. I can't believe I did this. And oh my God. So that was kind of a non-reseller win, but $7 Brahmin bag, brand new at a thrift shop. Boom. I've made some good money off those bags for sure. Like a lot of times, especially if it's just like a husband getting rid of stuff, or an estate sale where they don't know what they have. Those are always the place to get those. I can't believe you got that at a thrift shop though. That's amazing. Sale win, sold. Rapim, typos, LOL, sold something. What did you sell? All right, so we got, this is like 13 and 10 on this. And 2 pounds, 8 ounces. Let's see. These are going to Samantha in Connecticut. So some of the style tags on this too, in the descriptors would have been like, these are those boots: punk, edgy, punk rock, metal, mosh pit, crowd surf, 90s, like anything, SLC punk. Sometimes I'll throw like movies in there. So it looks like we're going to have 822 on UPS. And yes, I did check to make sure the street address is in there because we don't want to do that again. And let's see, what did it want to charge me in eBay? Let me get this printed out and then we'll take a look. So it looks like in eBay, it wanted to charge me $10.34. So that is a huge difference. That's like over $2 difference. So I don't know why it's always less expensive. I have the correct dimensions in there and everything. It's just always cheaper for me to do it this way. So I don't know, guys. I don't know why it's cheaper, but it is. All right, I gotta get some bags out here for shipping. Ooh, a legacy Coach bag. That's what I'm talking about. I'm always so worried when I go to buy Coach stuff, I'm always so worried I'm gonna buy a fake. Like, I feel like I don't know anything about them, so I've seen them in the wild before. If I'm at a garage sale and I can tell, judging by the lady and the house and the purses and the clothing, that they're real, I'll pick them up. But otherwise, I'm always worried I'm gonna get fake ones. Rampage figure set of $300. Wow. Where'd you find that? Yeah, Pirate Ship is amazing until you screw up and then you blame yourself. It's not Pirate Ship's fault. It is what it is. Okay, so let's get this in. What else did you guys have? What other wins did you have this week? I'm trying to think. You know what? One of the wins I have an item here that I would consider a win. Let's take a look here. Where is that? So it's these guys here. These are a Hunter plush. And why do I consider this a win? So I got these at a garage sale for $1, so can't go wrong with that. But the reason I call these a win is because I was not delisting and relisting my listings as often as I should. It's something I just hadn't budgeted into my timing of doing things. And so I'd just be like, oh, I need to do that. Oh, I need to do that. And I never did it because it's life and we procrastinate things, right? So I hadn't done it. And then I finally was like, all right, I've got buckets full of like clothing and stuff that I've had forever that hasn't sold. Bad descriptions, bad titles, bad pricing, bad pictures, no measurements, like that kind of stuff. And it's like, all right, I got to start tackling this or it's just going to get worse and worse and worse, right? So I went back in and looked, and this is one of the things I caught. So when I had uploaded the pictures, for some reason, I didn't include a picture of the front of them, of their faces. So it was like the side of this guy's head, the back, and the bottom. There was like no faces. And it was weird too, because I was really surprised that these hadn't sold because they're kind of a hard set to find. And we wound up selling them for $18. And so it was like, I couldn't figure out why they haven't sold. And that's why, because my picture, it was all because of that picture. So it's super important that we go back and look through our listings, delist and relist, because you're going to catch a ton of stuff. I have a Quicksilver t-shirt that was vintage that I couldn't believe hadn't sold yet. And I had spelled Quicksilver, Quick, instead of Quik. And so that hadn't sold either because obviously it's misspelled. So I think that's probably my win, is like, I can see now that by doing the delisting, relisting, it actually is working. And I'm selling stuff now that I've had forever. So moral of the story is get it done, right? So here's a cute little deer. Adorable. Yeah. Let's see, what do you got? Yeah, they feel is how you tell. Can't copy that letter. Yeah, that's true. See, and I just feel like I don't know the quality of it enough. I'm not familiar enough with it. I mean, I'm a girl that wears a fanny pack and a Stormtrooper backpack. So it's like, I don't know women's clothing or like luxury brands as much as I probably should. I think it would really help me, but I'm more of like vintage, Y2K, band stuff, grunge stuff. Anything in the nerd culture, I get toys. That's kind of my jam. So yeah, anything anime, pretty much. I think the only thing that I've picked up in the past that hasn't done like super well for me is Naruto. And maybe if it was like more like the older vintage stuff, although I've got a pretty old t-shirt up and I haven't gotten any love on it. So it's kind of interesting. When you have it measured and weighed when it's sold. Yeah, that's the worst, is like, oh my gosh, I almost screwed up again last night, you guys. I went to list. I've got a pair of rain boots in a box still. And I went to list them and I didn't measure, or I didn't weigh them when I was taking pictures. And so I was like, oh, those are probably only like 3 pounds. And then before I click like the submit, I was like, I should probably weigh those. I went in and got them and weighed them, and they were 5 pounds. So I would have totally screwed myself on that. 2 pounds different. You know, it took it from being something that was going to be like $14.95 to ship to like $22 regularly to ship. So I was like, oh my gosh, I would have screwed up so bad on that. So I'm glad I caught that one. Okay, so these Naruto these Hunter Hunters are under a pound, so we're just gonna ship these straight in eBay. So yeah, I got these for $1 at a garage sale over in Bremerton, Washington, where I used to live. And I also got an Among Us plush, but that's already sold. And it was one of those garage sales where it didn't look like I was going to get anything. I kind of like did what I call turn and burn. It was a bunch of like, 2015 kind of flower pictures and, like home decor stuff, which I don't do any of that unless it's like a super vintagey, nichey thing. But it's just not really my jam. And so I was getting ready to turn and burn and just leave. And out of the corner of my little eye, I actually saw the Among Us guy first. I saw the top of his head, the plush with the little eyeball-y thing. And I was like, ooh, that's sus. Get it? Sus, Among Us. And so I went over and I saw these two. So obviously the kid had, like just put these out in the garage sale. Like she's like, oh, my son doesn't play with those anymore, or doesn't want them or whatever. And so I snagged them up because I was like, I didn't even comp them because I was just like, oh, I know that I can make more than $1 from these. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be $4.47 to ship these. We charged $6.99. Bam. So we are going to make a little bit of money off of this, couple bucks off that one. So that's great. I love when that happens. Yeah. Hey, Angel, good to see you. Are you guys shipping as well today? It's Friday, so I'm assuming everyone's shipping. Some people I know ship on Saturdays. Our post office is only open for 2 hours on Saturdays, and I'm always out garage sailing. So I don't typically ship on Saturdays unless I have a customer that's like, buys it Friday night and they're like, oh my gosh, I need this for a wedding or something. And then I'll totally will. So these are going to Andrew in California. Thank you, Andrew in California, for your contribution to the Nice Comp store. We appreciate it. Where's my stand? Gotta get our stand out here. Okay. All right. Next up is going to be, what do we got next? What do we got? What's in the box? All right, we got a pair of Levi's. I sell a lot of Levi's. I am a Levi's girl. These are number 540. So let's take a look. These are a really super basic pair of 711s. So these are not a super pickup. Now, if you're getting them for cheap, I got these for like $1/4. So it works, but these are, so when you see the Levi's tag back here, it doesn't have any size or writing, or maybe it says like Denizen, or it says just Levi Strauss with a really skinny thing. They're probably not going to be a huge money maker. So make sure when you're getting your Levi's, you're looking at Levi's, that you do not get these kind of things unless you're going to sell it for like $10. And you're only paying like $1/4 or $1 for it, then of course it's worth it. So a little pair of distressed jeans. We just listed these not too long ago, maybe a month and a half ago. So they took a little bit to sell. But again, they're just not a super expensive pair of pants. So it's like the person's got to want the pants and want to, pay for shipping on these. So these are probably over a pound or close to. Ooh, we under a pound, kids. We are under a pound, which means we are going to be able to actually probably make an extra $1 or $2 on the shipping. So that's exciting. Let's make sure they're still under a pound if we include them in the bag. Ooh, that's getting close. We're probably going to ship these just straight up in the poly without the bag and save ourselves a little money. So again, I got these for like $1/4. They literally only sold for $9.50. But I bet you that they probably paid $8 something for shipping, which it's not going to be that. So that's kind of nice. Make a little extra money. I don't ship on the weekends unless it's high priority or expensive. Agreed. Yeah, if I get a customer that orders something that's like over $100, I will generally ship on a Saturday. So what I'll do is I'll just package it up Friday night. And then when I go out garage sailing, I'll drop it off. And I have done that before. It's just not something I always do. So, and I always get insurance on anything over $100, because it's only like $1 or something. So these are just going in a little poly mailer. They are nothing fancy, but we are going to, I think we're going to make a little bit of money on this, folks. So yeah, they paid $7.99 for shipping. So we are going to make a little bit. So 0 tab, 15 ounces, and they look like it's like an 8 by 6 by 2. Yeah, fantastic. So they paid $7.99 for shipping. Shipping is $6.23. So we're gonna make like $1.50 on that, which is great. $1.50 helps pay for my mistake that I made with Pirate Ship for the jacket that I didn't put a street address down. I can't even believe I didn't catch that. But you know, you just get going. I ship a lot of stuff, and sometimes you just don't notice. So these are going to a lovely young lady. Her name is Brittany, and she is in South Carolina. South Carolina, getting some cute little pants. Yep. Let's try this topic. Worst reselling experience. Ooh, I like this. Or biggest loss. I'll share mine. All right, Frog, what you got? So worst reselling experience. Man, I've had some doozies. Let's see. You know, I always go back to one of my biggest mistakes, actually, and it's when I first started reselling. I picked up a Michael Kors bag, which was really nice. I picked up a couple other bags. It was at a garage sale. She had a bunch more, but they smelled kind of perfumey. Now I would have bought them and just cleaned them out, but I didn't know at the time I could do that. And I got this really cute red leather, bright red, gorgeous red Kate Spade purse. It was like a crossbody, but like a really nice crossbody with all these multiple pockets and stuff. I comped it, and it was like a $90 to like $100 purse. Now I couldn't comp it at the sale because it was in the middle of nowhere and I didn't have any reception, but I was like, this has got to be worth something. The lady wanted like $8 or $9 or whatever for it. So I brought it home, and it had on the bottom of it like just this little bit of goop. Now, what I should have done was just taken a washcloth with a little bit of soap, and I could have just like, you know, just flicked that off. But I was new into reselling, and so I busted out the rubbing alcohol, and I didn't know that rubbing alcohol took color off of leather. At the time, I was new. We all learn. And I literally just smeared off this whole red part. And it was so bright red that it was noticeable. So the whole bottom had this like streak. That bag, I used to see it hanging in the closet. We would always joke about it because it was just like, oh my God, this thing's never going to sell. I finally sold it for like $20, I think. Because the person obviously knew they were getting a good deal. It was just on the bottom, yada, yada, yada. But I cost myself probably $60 on that one because of that rubbing alcohol. So that's probably one of my worst ones. My biggest lost package was a $300 sealed Resident Evil video game lost in the mail. Dead. I'm dead. I would be so sad. 1, because I'm a gamer. 2, because I am a massive Resident Evil fan. And 3, it's sealed. So you know it went somewhere, though. So somebody ended up with that somewhere. All right. Our next item is a little pair of Y2K jorts. These sold so fast, I maybe should have even asked more for them. They sold before I could even get them on Depop. The tag said $14.99, but they're a Y2K, so it wasn't really $14.99. So I wound up charging $22, I think, $21 for these. And maybe I should have charged more. They comped out as that, but I'm just kind of surprised that they sold so quickly. I guess I maybe should have asked more, but that's okay. I never think of things that way. You know why? Because they sold, and now I've got $21 or $17 after fees or whatever to go out and buy more stuff. So yeah. Aim higher. Yeah, you know, I usually think I'm pretty reasonable. I would say there's some stuff I mark up when I know that I know what I got. But I'm a turn and burn girl, man. I want things in, I want things out, I want things in, I want things out. I don't want inventory to sit. I don't have a huge, massive home. And so one of our bedrooms is inventory. I also have the whole garage stuff. I got to somehow get that garage stuff organized inside. which I don't know where I'm going to put it. We're running out of room. My husband's office is literally going to be like stacked up with inventory boxes, which is fine. I mean, he doesn't care, but I would rather get stuff in and get stuff out. Did we put a sticker in there? I don't think we did. So let's see, what are we putting in there? We are putting in what do we got? Oh, that's cute. A little piece of like cantaloupe or something. A cantaloupe-y. I think it's supposed to be cantaloupe. Yeah, I get it. Yep. All right. Hey, 310s. All right, and we're going to put this down. Oh, man, I hate when I do that. You guys ever do that with your poly bags where you accidentally fold it too quickly? It happens every once in a while. Nothing a little tape can't fix. Just always funny when I do that. I'm so used to doing it, but then every once in a while, my hands will just freak out and go the wrong direction. Okay, so these are going, I'm sure these are over a pound. These are probably like 1.3 would be my guess. 1.4, yeah. So we are going to get a label for these outside of Pirate or outside of eBay. We're going to go over to the old pirate ship. And this is going to Ernst in Pennsylvania. So that's kind of an older name. Maybe these jorts are actually going to go to like the appropriate person to wear jorts. We will find out. Let's see. Pasting the address. We're going to make sure that the street address is in here because we're not going to do that again. And then on pirate ship, we'll select a poly bag. Let's see, we got 12 by 6 by 2. Oh, we don't even need the 2. And we got 1 pound, 4 ounces. Looks like on pirate ship, we are shipping these for $7.36 UPS. Thank you very much. By the label. And Ernst from Pennsylvania, your jorts are going to be on their way. Every time I see that name Ernst, it just reminds me of the home hardware store where I grew up. Like I can totally see my grandpa going in there and like spending hours in the aisles just trolling as us kids are like, Grandpa, can we please go? Can we please go? And he's like, oh, I just need 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. It was always 5 more minutes, right? Okay. So we're going to copy that. Does anybody remember Ernst? I don't even know if Ernsts are even still around. I haven't seen one in a long time. Okay, so let's put the tracking number in here and save and continue. These are, make sure too, when you guys are doing this, you separate your packages out. So I always do my UPS in one, USPS in another. I avoid FedEx if I can because I have to drive kind of far to do that. Yarg. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Sylvia. Hi, guys. Happy Friday. Okay, the next thing we've got is a belt. So we've got a brass belt. Picked this up at a yard sale, definitely vintage. There isn't any stamp on the back though, unfortunately. It would have been nice if there was, because then I could tell like the era or, you know, tie it to a, you know, some sort of specific military thing. But without that, it's kind of difficult. So I got this, I guarantee you I got this for probably 50 cents to $1. I don't know that I've ever spent more than that at a yard sale for like any sort of belts or buckles or anything like that. So we sold it and I did check out the price. What I did was I looked up the price of brass, like ounce wise, just to make sure to get like some metric, because this belt, there wasn't another one like this online. This looks like maybe even like a handmade situation. And so I looked it up and then I looked at the other ones and then I just kind of priced accordingly. So I don't know, that might be weird, but that was kind of like my method to my madness for that. Because I was like, I don't know what to charge for this because there was no real comps available. Okay, and we've got a sticker here. This is cute. Yeah, look at him. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so this is getting wrapped up here. We're just protecting the brass with a little bit of that foam. You don't want it to get injured. Never done well with belt buckles. You know what's funny is I actually sell a lot of belt buckles. Like, isn't that weird? But I only get like, I mean, you know what I sell. Like, I generally am doing vintagey stuff. Where I was living before up in Washington, I was living in a town with a military base. So I got a lot of military stuff. And so that sold. I always get belt buckles that have like states. So like Alaska ones sell really well, Texas ones, which now that I'm down in Texas, I'm wondering if I'm going to run into like any like rodeo belt buckles. I'm a girl that loves a big belt buckle. I have one that's like this big that I wear that's got like you know, the mud flaps girl, like that are on trucks, like the pin-up-y mud flap girl. I've got one on a belt buckle, and I wear that a lot. And so I'm a belt buckle girl. So I will have a hard time partying with any ones I find here. The military ones, I never wore those. But finding like, you know, a belt buckle that's like a sick old rodeo, like beefy vintage, that would look so good. I would love that. I know, maybe you do need to watch me more. Come on over, hang out. I'm right here online. I'm always on here now. I went from like literally never being online to just always being on here. But you know what? I love it because I get to hang out with you guys and it's super fun. I'm not just like sitting in this room alone just with a TV on or something. Like, you know, what I would do before is either watch a show or watch some other resellers do stuff. But I just was like, maybe I should do it too. So it's been fun. You guys have been awesome. I feel like we've got a really cool little community here. I know so many resellers. You know, I about dropped dead the first time I saw Bearded come in here because I mean, he's like literally, I've seen more of his videos than probably any other person's videos. And he was like one of the first people that I saw. So I just love this community. It's so accessible. Everyone's so cool. Let's see. I sold a strange belt buckle once though. It was a Mira, M-I-R-A. What is that? I don't know what that is. Hey, Eva. And Yoon. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Mira, is that like a brand or what is that? So I am an Amazon bag reuser. I will reuse any shipping material I can get. So we put that in the foam and then I wrapped it up. I mean, that sucker's not getting injured. And so we're going to pop him on here. This is going to be under a pound. So we're going to ship this straight from eBay. Let's see, what do we got? So we got 8.8. So we're going to call this 9 ounces because otherwise we're going to get dinged on the price. Oh, not 9 pounds. 9 pounds. 9 pounds. That'd be the heaviest belt buckle ever. And then we've got 8 by 8 by 2. And $5.32 for shipping on this. They paid $6.99, so make it a little bit. I always think about making a little extra as a couple different things. That's my gas to and from because I got to drive like 15 to 20 minutes to the post office depending on traffic because we live in like traffic central here. I also think of it as like my packing materials, my garage sale, gas money, and then also my fees. Because, you know, eBay, Depop, I do pay to promote most of my stuff. So, well, I think actually I got all on promote now. It's not, I don't do a crazy amount, but I do a little bit and it helps. Okay, so this is going to James in California. James, that is your belt buckle. Okay, let's move over to Depop here and see what we got. Oh, Depop just logged me out. How random. I don't think I've ever. Depop's got some bugs too, by the way, you guys. I don't know if you have noticed. They just did an update. Just like I'm typing. They did an update. Is that the right email address? I don't think that's the right email address. Oh my gosh, this is how long it's been since I had to re-log in. So has anybody noticed any glitches? There is a glitch right now happening where you go to message the person. So when someone buys something from me, I have like a copy paste message that I always send, which is like, you know, thank you so much for your order. I'll get it shipped out ASAP. If you run into any issues, please connect with me first. You know, just like a standard little message. When you go to send it now on Depop, the little arrow that you normally would click to send, you can't get to it. It's like the keyboard is just in the way. So I tried making my keyboard smaller. I tried uninstalling and reinstalling. I tried doing all of the things and it didn't, it wouldn't work. So I popped over to, what is happening here? Why won't this let me in? That's all right. What is going on here? I'm gonna try this one more time. Oh, my caps lock is on. That's what's happening. This is what happens when I talk and work. Okay, let's try that. No, what is happening? Hey, Justin. I'm having a hard time getting into Depop. Can you get in? I don't know if the site's down or what's going on here. But it like fully logged me out. And yeah, it's not taking my email address either. Weird. Anybody else having issues? Yeah, that's what I put. I'm gonna try it one more time. Okay, let's try our password here again. Are you signed in on your computer?
Yeah.
Weird. Come in here and then type in the password you think it is. That's strange. Let me see if it threw me out on my phone. No, Okay, so that guy messaged me back about that jacket. So this is the jacket where I put the address in pirate ship, and for some reason, the copy paste when it auto populated, it didn't put the street address in. So I had messaged him because he was like, he had put in to get a refund. So I had messaged him and was like, hey, okay, I figured out what happened. Do you want me to either one, resend it to you free shipping? I'll pay for the shipping because it's my fault. Or two, I'll just send you over the refund, relist it. You can repurchase it when it returns. And he said, number one would be awesome. The jacket looks sick. I can't wait however long I need. Awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah. So when I get it back, I'll just ship it out to him. And, I'll have to eat the cost of that shipping, but that's okay. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with Depop. It's working here. Anybody else having Depop issues? Check your email. When they booted me, I couldn't get in. Never mind. Yeah, I'm in Depop. It's just like not liking my password. And I hate doing the whole like forgot password thing and going through all that because I'm going to be logged out everywhere else. Maybe try. Oh, that's weird. Well, I can move over and do another app for now, I guess. See if you can get in. All right, let's get into another app then while he tries to figure that out. I think we've got a Poshmark pants here. Yeah, I hope I never get booted on Depop. Depop is like my biggest seller. I honestly think I probably at this point now, I think Depop has actually surpassed eBay for me, which is crazy. Hey, Jen, it's really, really strange how it just completely flipped on me and I'm doing really, really well on Depop. So it's very strange. Very strange. Okay, let's see. Poshmark. What do we got? What do we got? Looks like, where's the things? My sales. You pulled a pair. Oh, I just sold another thing. That's why. I just sold something else on Poshmark too, honey. Okay, so our first thing that we've got here is going to be a pair of 2015. These are the lined relaxed fit Carhartts. Now, normally I'd probably get like 25 to even 30 on these, but they're women's. So the women's Carhartts definitely do not sell as well as the men's. I picked these up for $1 though. So that's okay, right? I mean, sold them for $1 or sold them for 15. Got them for $1. I don't like Poshmark fees. I always feel like Poshmark takes the most. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but I swear when I look at like my Poshmark stuff, it always seems like that. Although I do usually offer like a discounted shipping. So I think that probably makes a difference. So the cool thing about Poshmark, if you're not someone that ships all the time, is Poshmark ships right off the bat into a priority mailer. You don't have to do anything fancy with it. I don't have to weigh it. As long as I know it's under 5 pounds. So I am all about the Poshmark. I don't like the fees, but I do like how easy it is to ship. So it looks like we're going to get a little crab. Ooh, does that sound good? Like a Dungeness crab. You got string on you. Like a Dungeness crab, like crack it with butter. You know, dip.
Dundies.
Oh, maybe a
Why are you
little
bringing up
lobster.
Dundee's now that we live in Austin?
Oh,
How
maybe a
dare you.
little shrimpy.
This one.
All right.
This one up.
Okay, with the and. All right, let's see if we can get in. Wait, don't leave. Don't leave. Anything at the end of the number? Okay. Let's see, can we get in? Nope.
You just saved it as that, so.
I don't know. Depop's being funky on my computer. Like I said, they just did an update, so I am wondering if there is an issue going on. Because like I said, they have that keyboard issue. So yes, I put that up to finish my story. I put that up in the Depop group that I'm in on Facebook. And everyone else is like, yeah, I can't hit the send on my keyboard either. So, all right. So this is going in priority.
Funny.
Is it being funny?
No, you just do it.
I'm doing funny things. Here, you just log me in and see if you can get it to work. You're in charge of that. I believe in you. All right, we're going to tape this down too. I always tape these down. I think that the likelihood of that glue stuff failing, it's not like the poly, but the bubble mailers, that would work really well. But hey, Colorado, close the tab and open a tab. Yeah, that's what I did. Oh, you got in. So Justin has some sort of weird ability that whenever I'm having issues with electronics, usually all he has to do is just walk in the room. Like, I always start my morning off by having a yogurt, a banana, a coffee, and I play a couple video games. That's just how I wake up in the morning. And I couldn't get logged in this morning on my Xbox. And I swear I tried like 300 times, and I turned it off, and I turned it back on, I turned it off, I turned it back on. I'm literally like, Justin! So he comes in the room, he stands there, didn't do anything, and I clicked the button and it just logged me in. I'm like, okay, well, that's the life I live. Okay, back over to Poshmark, and then we'll get into Depop. We got a whole bunch of Depop stuff today. Okay, so we're going to download the label. Who are these going to? Who's getting a nice pair of Carhartts? Janelle in Pennsylvania. Congratulations, Janelle. You have a nice, clean pair of 2015 Carhartt lined pants. You did it. You went on Poshmark and you did it. All right, Janelle. Here's your pants. Okay. Moving right along. Let's see, what else do we got on Poshmark? Oh, we got to mark that as shipped. Mark as shipped. Colorado 838. Colorado is where I'm originally from. Born in Denver. Okay, back to orders. And hey, babe, can you pull this other thing that I just sold on Posh? It's a navy hat. Ooh. I feel like I sold one of those. I hope that it didn't accidentally sell somewhere else and didn't get delisted off Poshmark, because that happens to me. Oh, by the way, hi, YouTube. I'm not ignoring you. Okay, we're going to go over to Depop while he gets that other one. Moving right along. Okay, so we have a pair of pants, and these are going to Isaiah. Fun fact, also my son's name, in Michigan. So Isaiah in Michigan, you are getting a nice pair of pants. I'm very excited for you, Isaiah. I wonder if he also goes by Zay, which is what my son goes by. Okay. All right, poly bag time. All right, so we got a ton of Depop today, kids. Oh, it is a Depop day. Holy smokes. Okay, those were what were those? I didn't even look. Oh, there it is. I didn't already sell it. Crisis adverted. Crisis adverted. It sounds like an episode of like the Venture Brothers or something. Okay, let's see. Which pair is this? These are the Levi's Flex 510 bleached pair. Where are you? Levi's 510 bleached. But it should be these ones here. So these are a little pair of 510s. Show you what these look like. These were just $1 pickup. So I don't always do these kinds of jeans. However, I will say, I shouldn't rewind. I will do these kind of jeans. I just don't usually do them in guys this small of a size. These are 29s. So I usually only do like around a 32, or they tend to sit for me. However, when I saw these, just because of the bleached out look, I was like, those are going to sell on Depop. So I picked them up for $1. We sold them for $15.30. And on Depop, you're not really getting any fees. There's a small hidden fee, but it's not too much for this seller. So I probably asked $17 on eBay for these, or $16.50 or something, $15.30 on Depop. These are going in a poly mailer. Marcia's here. Oh, coincidental huckster. I like that name. That's one of my husband's nicknames, the huckster, because when he laughs, he'll go huck, 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 huck. Okay, so something, I don't know what that is. It's a something, but that's what they're getting for a sticker. And close this puppy up, make it as small as we can. And what do we got for weight on that? So all of my stuff on Depop, I ship outside of Depop, so I use Pirate Ship for everything. Yarg. It's an envelope. Let's see your poly mailer. So we got what, 12 by 6, and we are at 1 pound, 6 ounces. Let's see, these are going to Michigan. The shipping shouldn't be too crazy. Yeah, $6.99. So Michigan for me is usually right around $7, depending on what I sell. And he probably spent $8.50 for shipping. So that pays for Depop fees, et cetera, yada, yada. Print the label. Printing that sucker. Print. Head on back over to Depop. Mark as shipped. Thank you very much. Monsieur Isaiah, your item will be on its way. Okay, more clothing. Jeans. Because you know I sell so many jeans. That is the thing I sell the most of. Okay, next we've got another pair of pants. These are, oh, we got a twofer here. So all of my bundles ship for free on Depop. It just encourages people to buy more. I realize that is a few bucks out of my pocket, but the more I can sell, the more stuff I can turn over, the happier I am. Hey, thanks, Vicious. Good to see ya. Hey, Kelsey. I actually was just watching. What video of yours was I watching? Something like a funny one. I don't remember, man. I watch so many videos. Okay, so we got Levi's 550s, and then we also have some Luckies. Let's see what our SKU number is on these. So one trick that works really well for me personally is I always put the SKU number in my description. That way, if I'm selling something on Depop, I don't have to look in the, go to Vendu, go through the whole thing, type it in. It's just easy for me to pop it up. So these are number 640. Hey, Jess, I'm not seeing 640. Did you only pull one of this 2-pack?
Oh.
Yeah, I need 640. It was a twofer. Yeah, so I need a 640, and then I think you probably sent me the other one, or brought me the other ones. He is nice enough to pull my stuff for me, which is fantastic. $7.99 is the other one. Yeah. So these are going to the same person here. Yeah, Kelsey is great. I'm sure everyone that's in here probably already follows her because she's absolutely insanely knowledgeable. If you do not follow her, I would highly suggest following her. She's got great tips. She's super funny and kind of a little bit of a weirdo, which I love and can embrace because that's who I am as well. And so I like anybody that acts like a real human being, and she is one of them. So this is the world's most ridiculous sticker. I don't even know what that means. It is I think it's supposed to be a chicken wing that still has a face. So that's technically kind of weird, but that's okay. Hopefully this person is not a vegan and gets horribly offended by the sticker. I suppose that's a possibility that could happen, but I'm willing to risk it for the chicken biscuit. Get it? Get it? Are we hitting garage treasures today? Oh, we are getting in the garage today. Yes, of course we're getting in the garage today. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm out of stuff in here. I still have stuff to list from some of the pictures I took yesterday, but I definitely want to get some more stuff. I like to get stuff hanging in here because I'm in sweaty Texas. And so like just the wetness in the world and the environment here helps to kind of like de-wrinkle everything. So I like to get it all hung up and get it de-wrinkling because that's less things for me to have to like steam. Oh, hey, I almost screwed up really bad tip if you guys want to hear another one. Every day for me is an adventure. I live my life as a hot mess human being. So I was steaming pants yesterday. I don't know if anybody remembers these. Vicious Might. We had a pair of yellow, new with tag Gloria Vanderbilt capris, which again is not something I normally pick up, but it was new with tags and they were like $1 or something. And I went to steam them. I had steamed a pair of jorts first. And I didn't realize that I think these jorts were just so new-ish that the dye was still really nice in them. And somehow the dye had got like onto the little parts of my steamer here. And I went to steam these bright yellow pants and the blue from the jorts got onto these capris. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I totally screwed up. So I saw it immediately. So I took a little bit of OxyClean. I was like, cleaned it, went in, rinsed it. It came out, thankfully, and I didn't have to like disturb tags or anything like that. But it was like, oh my gosh, like seriously, that just happened. So now I'm going to make sure when I go to steam stuff that I kind of go light to dark. And then I'm just going to take how I got the blue out was I just took a little bit of a rubbing alcohol and my Q-tip and got in all those little holes and got that out. But it was just one of those, like, you got to be kidding me. Like, if it can go wrong or something weird's going to happen, then it's going to happen, of course. So, yeah. Misfit, hey, I have not messaged you yet, but I haven't forgotten about you. I worked until late last night, and then we were having our internet buried this morning, our internet cable lines this morning, so I wasn't able to do anything. I get horrible, just regular cell phone reception here, which sucks. We used to get great reception when I was in Washington. We have Verizon, and like my 5G was so good there. I could get reception everywhere. And here, unfortunately, most people use AT&T where I'm at. And I don't want to switch because I've had Verizon forever and I'm like grandfathered in and it's a really good deal. And I don't want to have to switch everything. So, so when my internet goes out, I can't get anything. My phone is like unusable, which is just so weird. Does anybody else have those issues? Yeah, but I'm excited to chat with you. Hey, Southern Treasures. Thanks for the follow. Appreciation. That is a heart. I appreciate you. Okay, so we got jeans. These are a 2 for. So let's see. Our shipping is 3 pounds 9 ounces. These are going to Owen. Oh, Michigan. Another Michigan. Michigan's in the house. Michigan is where I originally wanted to go to school when I was like 12. I wanted to be a lawyer because I love talking and I love arguing my point about things. I will die on hills about things. And so I wanted to go to Michigan because they had like a really good legal program at the time. I don't know if they still do. I even used to wear like a Michigan Wolverines t-shirt when I was like 12. It is not what I turned out to be. And I'm totally fine with that because I am not the kind of person to like have to do a bunch of research, follow the rules, dress up, like keep my mouth shut. I don't know that career would have been for me, but it is something I wanted to do originally. So it's kind of funny whenever I see Michigan, it always like reminds me of that. What did you guys, this is a totally random question, but what did you guys want to be when you grew up? Chris! We just, you just missed it. We just packaged up those Wranglers, those ones I bought for like a buck, I think. They had the $14.99 tag. They wound up selling over on Depop. We just wrapped those up. What did you guys want to be? That's okay. You wanted to be a nuclear physicist. Dude, that is serious. That is a serious career. That is a not messing around career for sure. Holy smokes. Like what is the schooling like on that? I mean, that's got to be like something crazy. Hey, Deb. All right. So these are going UPS and probably that both of those jeans probably cost me a total of $3, maybe $4 total. They paid $17.10 for each pair, so that's $34. I took care of the shipping. After depop fees, taxes, all that, we probably made around $22, $23 profit on that. So not bad for a pair of jeans or two pairs of jeans. So I love having the bundles. It's something I've started recently doing. I didn't even know you could do it. Laura at Wild and Almost Free, I saw it on her store and I was like, Laura, how did you get that 10% off and bundle things ship free? I was like, how did you do that? So she was nice enough to share with me how she did that. Because I was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Like, I didn't know you could do that. See, and that's how we follow other resellers because I think it's so important. Like, that's how we learn from each other, right? There's no school for this. So went comp sci and said, that's still like a fancy schmancy. Like, you're fancy schmancy. Top 3 favorite men's brands, not necessarily money, but your favorite. Levi's, and Levi's. Like, I'm not even kidding. Literally Levi's. I sell so many Levi's. Now, that being said, I know kind of what to look for. I also know how to date any pair of Levi's, and that makes a big difference because a lot of people don't know how to do that. So that really, really changes things. But I would say probably Levi's. And then as far as like other stuff, Nike. I mean, Nike's a no-brainer, especially if you can get that vintage. And then anything vintagey, anything Y2K that looks like MMA, anything that looks Affliction, anything that looks grunge, rock, band t-shirts, weird old visitor center t-shirts like Alaska with like an eagle, because I sell on Depop. Most of my stuff I sell on Depop. So for me, that's kind of like the age range of what I'm selling. Those are my favorite. It's also just happens to be what I'm attracted to for the aesthetic of how things look. I like the grunge look. I like band t-shirts. I like graphic t-shirts. And I love Levi's. So that's like, I think if you sell a lot of the stuff, or at least when you're getting started, you sell what you love and it's going to be better than me trying to learn a bunch of brands and stuff I don't know. Now, I will be on the lookout for some of these brands that people have taught me about for women's clothing and stuff. I will be on the lookout for them, but it's not something I look for, if that makes any sense. Favorite styles. Well, anything that's before like 2000 would be my favorite in any style. It doesn't matter if they're 550s, 505s, anything, 511s. It doesn't matter what they are. So anything before that, anything after that, I would say more than the style, it would be the wear. So I guess I like two different things. I either like them when they're what I call fresh and crispy, meaning that they're so new. They're those dark wash dad core, usually like 550s, those dad core, maybe even 559s, where they're like crisp, right? So those are great. Those sell easy because that's the dad's going on, they're buying them. They need them for date night. That's one of my trigger words for that. Or super destroyed, grunge, trash, disgusting. I can't believe someone still wants these jeans. Those I also sell a ton of. So I would say it's more like the aesthetic than the specific Levi's. Okay, so I got number 819. And this is another brand that I sell a ton of, but only in the vintage stuff. I don't really pick up any of the new stuff. So this is a pair of Luckies, and I'll show you on these why I was attracted to these. Couple different things. One, they have like the split here so that they could be what's called a split cuff. But a couple other things. Two, they're flared. So trigger words for this would be like Friends, Phoebe Buffay, Bratz, Paris Hilton. Those are going to be some of your trigger words for this. And then they also are vintage. So these are like an early Y2K Lucky. These are probably like a 2005 2004, 2003. And how you can tell is just the tags. And if you get to know it over time, you can tell what looks vintagey. I also always say, and Chris knows this word, Vicious probably does too, I always look for beefy tags. So if I can feel a tag and it feels meaty, then I know it's probably an older pair of pants. So that's one of those, like, you just go by like the kinesthetic feel of it and you just know. How much do you typically move them for over on Depop? Totally depends, all over the board. So anywhere from $10 would be like your cheapest. That's going to be a pair of like women's 517s or something, just a really bottom biscuit basic, like nothing fancy. So that's going to be your least expensive, all the way up to where you get like some rare boys. So I've got, I just sold a rare pair a couple weeks ago. They had the vertical stitching, meaning that they don't, well, more like this. So see how the lines go down? They're not just cross-hatched. That's called the vertical stitch. So it makes your body look slimmer. They also don't shrink up as much. And so I sell a lot of the vertical ones. They had these really weird pockets, and they were even a weird number. I don't remember what it was. It was like, what was it? It was like 527s or something that I just haven't seen much of. And the back pockets had the triangle pocket on the back, and then these huge Levi's buttons. So they were kind of like almost like a True Religion looking pair of Levi's, and those sold for like 62. So it's really, I mean, there's everything in between, but I would typically say the most average price would be probably $25. Beefy, bottom biscuit basic. Yeah. That's one of those weird, I don't know where that came from one day. It just kind of happened. It's in our family. Yeah. You too. Yep. Okay. So these are our Luckies. $1 probably is what I got these for. And we sold these for $20.52 plus shipping. I guarantee you I probably charged $8.50 for shipping on these. They're not going to be $8.50. So it'll kind of cover our fees, gas, yada, yada, yada. It's going to be really interesting when I see my year end to see, or I go and look through my my analytics and see like when the turn happened, because I wasn't selling anything on Depop. Like it was just crickets. And then all of a sudden, like, and I don't know if it's because of what I sell or I finally got enough listings up there or kind of what has happened, but I have sold way more on Depop. I do pay to promote now, but this was happening even before I was paying to promote. And so it's going to be interesting to see that climb, because I feel like eBay was here, Depop was here, and then somehow these have merged, and I seem to be shipping out like so much Depop now. It's kind of cool. Like it's kind of neat to, see that working, because I know my son's got a friend of his, Jaron. He sells on Depop, and he was killing it. And I was just like, how is he doing that? Like, I didn't get it. It didn't make any sense to me, but it's happening now. So I love that. I usually price Levi's around $17.95 to $22.95. Yeah, I think that's about average, depending, but I need to go get them on Depop, I suppose. Yeah, get them up on Depop. Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. I sell way more Levi's on Depop. And then with Levi's, really, it's about those trigger descriptive words. So if you go into any of my listings, so just go look me up at just nice comps anywhere on any of the platforms. You'll see at the very bottom of my listing, there's a bunch of description words with a SKU number. And that descriptive word all those descriptive words for Levi's that are in there, just go for a pair of Levi's. Now, they're not all the same because it depends on the Levi's. Some are grunge, some are not. But feel free to use any of those that you want. Those are great descriptive words, and they work really well. So let's see. These are going to Annie in California. And let's pop over to Pirate Ship. And hopefully they'll work as well for you as they do me. Okay, what do we got for weight on these? Probably 1.6, I was going to guess. Yep, 1.6. So we got 12 by 6, 1 tab 6. Let's see what our shipping is. California is all over the board for me. Every time I think I know what it's going to be to ship in California, California is really long, so that makes a big difference. $6.99 is what we are going to pay for a label here. Let's take a look and see what they shipped for. I probably charged $8.50 would be my guess. That would be my guess. Let's take a look. Yep. So they paid $8.50. My boosting fee was $2. My payment, my little processing fee was $1.33. So it cost us $3 basically to get these sold. The shipping was $6.99. The shipping she paid was $8.50. So we almost had all of our boosting fee and payment fee covered just by doing it this way. And I don't remember what seller it was. I wish I could give this person credit, but they said something that like totally gave me like a woken up moment one day. They said, rather than marking your listing down, put it at the regular price and then just run a little sale and boost it. Make it $1 more than you normally would, and then make your shipping just a little bit higher. And you're going to end up actually selling it faster because it's boosted, and you're not going to have any money come out of your pocket. So this entire process cost me not even $1, and $1.12. I think it's $1.12 is what it cost me. And it cost me $1 for the jeans. So I'm into these pair of jeans for $2.20, and I got a total of $21.76 back. So, I mean, hello, that works for me. I hope that made sense to everybody. That's my mathin' right there. Sandy thread stuff. Ooh, all right, I'm writing this down. I started writing these down because everyone's been telling me cool stuff, and then I never remember the name of it. Sandy threads. And I'm writing cool stuff. I'm excited to see. Okay, all right. Hi, old chef, new tricks. Ooh, that makes me hungry. Now I'm thinking about food. Now I'm thinking about food, chef. Yes, chef. All right. Mark item as shipped. Okay, so these are UPS. It's going to be hopping at the UPS. The lady's going to be like, I dropped my stuff off at CVS. The lady's going to see me coming and be like, oh, boy. Here we go. All right, here's another combo sale. So it looks like we sold 2 vintage shirts. And, oh, honey, I got another one that was a twofer that you didn't catch. Justin, I need number. Can you hear me? Hello? Husband? No, he's missing. All right. I'm going to have to go pull that real quick. I'll be right back. So we need 828. Uno momento. 828. 828. 826. 828 or 830. Huh. No. Did he pull it? Maybe he pulled it and I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. Just kidding. Just kidding. I found it. Okay. So this is a twofer. So these were 2 shirts. We actually just listed these. I got these at a garage sale locally. So it's a vintage polo, Ralph Lauren, and a vintage Lacoste. I always mess that up. This was a super old one. This wound up being way older than I thought it was. So that was great. Unfortunately, it did have a little spot on it. Or I think I could have gotten a little bit more for it. So this one sold for $13.50. This one sold for $12.50. I got these each for $1 at a local garage saler. Husband is hiding. Where is husband? I wonder what he's doing. I don't know. He's doing something. He's doing something. He might be dealing with the dogs. Okay, so let's get this shipped here. Oh my gosh. Ha! The name of this person. I'm literally dying. Okay, it's even funnier. Okay, the name is even funnier because of the era that these are from. So these are totally like a 90s situation, and they're going to someone named George Bush. That's ridiculous. George Bush wants his shirts back. me my shirts back, he says. I want my shirts. Okay. That's so funny. Like, that's so random. Okay. We're doing a spaceman in a black hole for our sticker. I'm worried about these transposing onto these shirts, so I'm just going to put the sticker in and tape it down. Well, wouldn't that be something? Okay, that actually would be. Can you imagine if George Bush was actually on Depop shopping? Like, that's something I need to see. Like, that would be an unbelievable situation. Like, that'd be funny. It's like that book that I shipped off to the UK that got shipped to Courtney Love. And it was like a book about like women, like back in the day, like women, make sure you take care of your man and do this and do that. It was like a beauty regimen, but it was like super old and antiquated. And it was going to Courtney Love. I just thought that was funny because she totally seems like the kind of riot girl that would be like, I want to read that. So I don't know if it was like Courtney Love, but it's a fun story nonetheless. So now I've shipped something to Courtney Love and I've shipped something to George Bush. So we're getting fancy. George in California too. Is George Bush living in California? I don't know, man. I don't know. It'd be funny if it was getting shipped to like Washington, D.C. or something. That would be even funnier. Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. Okay, so you got 1 pound, 7 ounces on this. And they're getting free shipping with this because they bought a bundle. Shipping's only $6.99. So it's like, yeah, it cuts into my profit a little bit, but you know what? I think it's worth it because I just sold 2 t-shirts rather than 1. And I had a feeling I was going to have a hard time selling the Lacoste one only because of that spot, unfortunately. So, all right. So this is going. So George Bush, you're getting your shirts back, sir. Okay. Mark as shipped. Shipping provider. Shipping provider. Okay, going our fancy dancy UPS route. We're running out of room in the bag there, kids. Hopping over on Depop. Crazy. So busy. So busy on Depop. We still have more Depop stuff. Okay. Next is that we just listed this too. This really, you know what? This really proves to me something. So I'm dying on this hill that the descriptive words and the trigger words really help in the descriptions because a lot of my older items don't have it. I just started doing these descriptive word things like within the last probably month and a half. So everything I had before that still doesn't have descriptive words on it. And I am mysteriously selling literally almost everything I'm listing. So this is another one of the things that we just listed. So this is a Harley Davidson women's vest. It's a little rough. I mean, it had like where the old patches used to be and stuff. So it's one of those things that someone's getting it because they're going to put their own patches over where the other ones were. They like just the aesthetic of it and that it does look a little grungier. It's a women's vest. It's kind of small, so they're not worth quite as much as like the men's would be. But hey, I got it for $3. I think it was $3 at a garage sale, literally right down the street. And it sold for $26 plus shipping. So not bad. And I didn't have to do anything to it. Like I didn't have to, it's got like these red and yellow strings in, which is obviously not what it originally came with, but probably the color of the club, maybe that the people that owned this were in or something. Maybe I'm not really sure. But okay, so we're getting a little sticker here. That one's cute. So we're gonna do a little rainbow with the shine. Ooh, we're getting close to being done with these old stickers. I'm so excited to get into the new ones. They're so much better. Hi, Kim. So do you only put the descriptive words in on? No, everywhere. So I list everything on to eBay first. And the reason I do that is because eBay is not only the pickiest, but they have the most places for you to put information in that will then go over when I cross list. And then I also do eBay because I can do sell similar. So I do sell similar for almost everything. I go to sold comps, and then I find one that sold, and I do sell similar. Because my thought is, if there's one that has sold, my thought is if this item sold, or hopefully it wasn't just taken down by the person, but if this item sold, it probably has a good amount of info in it. So they usually already have most of the information filled out, which just saves me time. I'm a time management task person, so wherever I can save a second or two, I will. And so I get it up on eBay first, then I import it into Vendoo, and then I cross list. And I know a lot of people on here use, like, I think Auto Posture or List Simply and other ones. I really like Vendoo. I just have so much in there. I can't imagine switching, and they're really good about getting back to me if there's any issues or anything like that. So for me, I'll probably stick with Vendoo, although I think I am going to get Auto Posture, just like the least expensive version I can get, because I really like the idea that it'll send out offers for me automatically on what it does, Depop. It does. I already have Swift Seller for Poshmark, which I'll just get rid of because this one will work for it. It does Mercari, Depop. I think it also does eBay, but I already have my eBay set up to send out offers. Yeah, so I'm looking into that Auto Posture thing. What I usually do is I collect information all week of things I want to look into, and then usually on Sundays when we're just kind of chilling and hanging out, I'll just use that time to kind of look up stuff and see if it's see if it's things I want to do. So let's see, to kind of see how Poshmark I got this morning. Nice. Yes. Fantastic. 15 went out. Flippin' Nurse is on it. That's because you stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning working, because you're nuts. 7 sales. Yeah, baby. I love that. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about, but want to have more listings first. Yeah, totally. When I first started, I didn't have any of those things. Hey, West Coast. Good to see you. I saw you on that video last night, or the Arizona's live. That was a really, was it Arizona's live I saw you on? I think so. Yeah? I don't know. I think it was. Okay, so length on this one, it's a little bit of a longer. I think this is probably like a 11, yeah. So you got 11 tab, 9 tab, and then the weight on this is 1 pound, 1 ounce. Man, you gotta love it when you can keep it under a pound, but it doesn't always happen. So, oh, this is interesting. So this person's address, they did not put the city down. So here is my take. Okay, are you ready? This is my opinion, and this will not be everyone's opinion, but that's okay. I am not shipping anything out to anybody if they have not put their address in exactly the way that it needs to be sent out. I am not shipping it, because I don't want them to be like, oh, I messed up on my zip code. So when you looked up the zip code for that city, that wasn't the right city. I ain't sending it. So I'm going to message this person right now, and I'm going to let them know that I do not want to. Oh, Justin changed the password. Okay, I'll have to do it when I get off of here. That I am not sending that. I'm not sending it. I'm not sending it. I'm not doing it. I'll just message them from right here and let them know that we are not sending that out, because I do not want to end up having any issues. Okay, is that everything on Depop? Is that all of our stuff, you guys? Is that everything today? Oh, I do have a couple bigger eBay things, but I need to find boxes for them, so I'll probably have to do that when I get off here. So let's take a look here. Oh, I just sold something else. Depop, I'm telling you, it is insane. So we just sold a pair of boots. Let me grab those really quick. Holy smokes. We can't stop selling, honey. Wherever you are. I don't know what happened to Justin. Oh, I think he's putting away laundry in the bedroom. Okay, so I think these are the ones we just sold. So these are a pair of Docs, super worn in boots. And actually on Arizona's live last night, they were talking about that. And a lot of people won't pick something like this up because they don't think that they'll sell because they're so worn in. The weird part is especially with Docs, they will. People want to get them when they're already broken in, especially if they're wearing them for work, or they want like an indie or alternative aesthetic, a punk aesthetic. They want that. So these sold, I got these for, let's see, I got 3 pairs of boots at the same sale. I think I got them, I got all 3 pairs for $30 total, 3 pairs of Docs. But so technically they would have been about $10 each. These were the least expensive pair. The other pairs are more expensive, and we sold these for 70 bucks. So not bad at all. And these are already, these are pre-loved. They've lived their life. They have dings and dents and all that stuff. So I'm not going to worry about putting them in like a hardcore box. I am going to stuff the tops a little bit just so these don't bend. Now, I know other sellers will always put these kind of things in boxes, but it's like by the time I box these up, if they were brand new or looking new or really, really nice, I would. But otherwise, it is going to cost a fortune to ship these because they're, heavy duty boots. He puts laundry away too. Yes, he is like magic. He is like magic. Can you do that from the dashboard? Add item update across all platforms. Yep. Okay, so let's get these wrapped up. We got some foam here, and let's get these put into the foam, and then they'll get put into a poly mailer. So yeah, that's not bad on these, right? Spend 10, make 70. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So I am going to wrap these up. I don't want them to get, hurt any further, but they're just not like in good enough condition for me to be like, oh, these boots have to be, in a box. If they were like nice Nike tennis shoes, or even if they were, I have some other Docs that are like literally brand new that if I don't send them in a box, they'll get like dinged up. But these are, that's not the case. So people always ask, like, do you ship stuff in boxes? And it's like, it's so hard to say yes or no to anything because everything is so dependent upon what the item is. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I don't have like, I kind of go by the old gut. Like, what does the gut say? Inventory tab. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. Thanks for helping. Thanks, Creekside. I love seeing resellers help other resellers. That is warms the cockles of the heart. Okay, this is a great sticker. So look at this one. This is ridiculous. We got what looks like a kitty cat inside of a fish bowl cake, maybe? I don't know. There's been some interesting stickers in this last pack that we got. I will not be getting these ones again. So nothing against them. It's just that I've had to throw a ton out. There was a whole bunch of happy birthday ones. And then there was a whole bunch of alphabet ones where it was like a bear with like a letter of the alphabet. And I was like, meow. I don't really need to send someone a teddy bear with a Q on it. That's just kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I'd be like, wow, thanks for the sticker, question mark. Hey, Hernandez. Hey. Oh, Keanu Reeves is here. Welcome in, Keanu Reeves. Nice to see you. How have you been? I was just looking at a picture of you from a few years ago. And it was you and, it was you and River Phoenix. You remember River Phoenix? Man, that's a gone too soon situation. That guy was awesome. Like, what a great actor, and he's handsome, and he just is one of those people, like, I feel like whenever I see him in a movie, like when I watch a movie that he was in, it just feels like who he was on screen is like who he was, like one of those just kind of like authentically good actors that seem real. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And then, of course, Keanu. I mean, there's the video of you giving your seat up to the lady on the bus. That's famous. I mean, we already knew you were awesome, but I doubt that's really Keanu Reeves watching me. But hey, you know what? We can pretend. Yes, much love. Keanu, if that's really you, I am going to look like an idiot for not realizing it was you, right? All right, wrapping these boots up here. And speaking of awesome, who else is freaking excited out of their actual brains for the new Beetlejuice movie? Like, Keanu made me think of Winona, old school situation. Man, I'm excited for that. I am so outrageously excited for that movie. Like, I literally cannot even contain myself. Yes. You've never seen the first, you've never, wait. You have never seen Beetlejuice? You've never seen Beetlejuice. That's not possible. That is not a possible statement. That's wild. That is absolutely wild. I can't believe that that's real. Let's see. I've got a pretty big bag for these. I'm wondering if they'll fit in this one size smaller. I watch it on a literal regular basis. I probably watch it as much as my husband watches The Matrix. Speaking of Keanu Reeves. Like, the day is not complete if The Matrix has not been on the TV and quoted at least 10 times. That's wild. I don't do creepy scary either. Yeah, I guess it is creepy scary. Like, I guess that you could call it that. You know what? That's so weird. It's interesting how everyone's brains work so different. For me, Beetlejuice is like, makes me feel regular. I know, that's so weird. You haven't seen Hocus Pocus either? Oh my God. That one's not really scary. At least not in my opinion. Creepy and weird makes me feel normal, and here's why. When you're a girl that grows up in a very, very, very small town, so I grew up in a tiny little town in Washington called Squim, Washington. And when I first moved there, it was like the one stoplight kind of town. And I've always been a little bit quirky, a little bit alternative, a little weird. I mean, I was the first girl in my high school to have like blue and green hair, first person to have a piercing, first person to wear combat boots, first person to listen to a punk rock song. And so I was kind of like the weird girl, the weird arts girl. And just things like Beetlejuice made me feel like a regular person, like, because she's kind of weird and dark, and I was at the time even more gothy, and I just felt regular. So now when I watch those shows, rather than them looking creepy or anything to me, for me, they are like soothing, which I know probably sounds really weird, but they feel soothing to me because they are, they remind me of a time where watching something like that made me feel regular. Like, do you guys remember Jim and the Holograms? Well, there was the counterpart, which was the Misfits band, which was like the Bad Girls band. That made me feel normal. So anything that was like little dark, little weird, little creepy just makes me feel like any Tim Burton. I'm a huge I'm not just a huge Tim Burton fan. I'm like an uncomfortably huge Tim Burton fan. It soothes me. Nightmare Before Christmas, I can put that movie on and just fall asleep, and the music actually makes me feel like comforted. So second to not seeing it, you guys got some watching to do. It's great. I mean, the first one, it's of course some of it's kind of antiquated, but it's rad. Why do I feel like you and Snap Dabble will be best friends? Oh, who's Snap? I'm writing that name down. Snap Dabble. Who's Snap Dabble? I find out who these people love. I like friends. So, all right. So here's our boots. They feel good. Nothing's happened. We had to go with an extra big poly bag, so we went ahead and taped that up a little bit. Sometimes they're like in between those sizes of like monster, huge poly bag, and like I'm kind of a regular size poly bag. So I'll just put in a big one, cost me 2 extra cents, and put some tape on it. All right, let's get these puppies weighed here and see. They paid $11.90 for shipping. Let's take a look and see what we got here. I'm guessing these are probably going to be like 9 something. All right. These are going to Daryl in California. And what's our size on this? This is a 13 by 12. 13 by 12. And we got 2 pounds, 11 ounces. And let's see, what is it going to cost us? Oh, boom. So $8.22 for shipping. They paid $11.90, so that those extra $2 will kind of pay for our, I don't think these were boosted. I'll have to take a look. I think that'll cover our fees. Let me take a look. You know, it's hard for me to keep track of what I have boosted or what I haven't boosted. I mean, here's the thing, guys. For me, in my opinion, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I always feel like it's kind of like the saying, it comes out in the wash. Like, it comes out in the wash. The more time I spend trying to be like super perfect in particular is just time away from getting other stuff listed. Goodness, that is all UPS today. So much UPS. Okay, copy, and then let's go back over here. They're gonna be like, "This is the fastest shipping ever," because they literally just sold like 2 seconds ago. They're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, "Oh yeah, no, totally. I totally shipped that fast." Mark item as shipped. All right. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Is that everything on there? Yeah, the only other things I have is I've got 2 things that are kind of, I'll show you what they are that sold, because I'm gonna have to go out to the garage and find boxes for these. But I've got an Egyptian statue that's like super delicate. So I'm gonna have to like get this sucker wrapped up really good. I'm gonna have to find a box that this works for. And then I also have every time one of these sells, I swear, I'm like, oh my gosh, do I still have these? What I need to do is I need to put all these together. You guys, tell me to do it. Charity, stop procrastinating. I just need to put all of these together of these Fiesta ware and just take a picture and just sell them all as a lot, because these cups are only worth like maybe $3.50 or $4 a piece, because the person has to pay shipping. So by the time they pay shipping and everything, I mean, it's like a $15 cup for them, right? Or, you know, $12 cup. So it's like, I wind up selling them, but here's the problem. By the time I find the box, I get it wrapped up, I do all of the stuff, I have made, let's see, this is one of those like annoying sales where I'm like, I just need to get rid of these. Yeah. So this sold for $3.30. So I'm going to make like $2, and I'm going to take the time to find the box and do all of that. And so every time one of these sells, I'm like, oh my gosh, I still have some of those. I just forget, because they're like I've got a rack in our listing or our inventory room that's like dishes, because I don't sell a lot of dishes. And so it just sits, they just sit in there and I just forget about them. So I'm going to find boxes for those ones. But what did Surf Up say? I missed it. I've been listening. I'm not scared for you. You said his name 3 times. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Wouldn't that be funny if Justin came walking in? Oh my God, I want Beetlejuice to show up. Are you kidding me? If Michael Keaton shows up at my house dressed up as Beetlejuice, I will literally, are kidding? That would be so amazing. That would make me so, you'll have in the dreams. See, Chris, you're right. This is why I have so many nightmares, is because I watch so many things like this. My son said, hey, isn't that the Joker? Oh my gosh, that's funny. Dude, I can't wait for the new Joker movie. That's going to be so great. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Okay, that is everything besides those 2 weird things that I'm going to have to find boxes for. Nope, just kidding. I lied. Just kidding. We also have a Chiefs hat, which this is really crisp. So I actually will probably find a small little Amazon box to put this in. I don't always box hats, but when they are this crisp and this fresh, I mean, this thing is like, it's in really good condition. That bill right there is going to get destroyed if I don't put it in a box. So I got to get one of our little Amazon boxes for that too. So ain't no way. I just witnessed this. Oh my God, I can't wait. Gaga's going to slay her role. Oh, I'm such a Gaga fan. I wasn't happy about her playing Harley Quinn, but the trail is fire. Dude, the trailer is fire. Literal, actual fire. It looks so good. Like Margot Robbie was so good in her role that I was like, oh, I hope it's good. But I'm like, dude, it's Gaga. Oh my gosh, you guys, look. I have goosebumps. I'm so excited. Are you a Miley fan? You know, I don't know. I think with Miley, I think what happened, like I like some of her songs, but here's what I think happened. I got too old by the time she got popular. So by the time she was making music and stuff, I just was so out of that kind of music. And I was, you know, going to punk shows and I was in mosh pits, or I listened to a lot of like emo and like a lot of Y2K emo stuff. And so I just kind of I didn't really get a chance to be in that generation. But when her songs come on, I wind up singing along to them. So maybe I'm like a surprised Miley fan that didn't know she was a Miley fan, because I didn't listen to it, or I didn't try to listen to it when it first came out. So, all right. Okay, you guys, I'm going to head out. I got to do post office, yada, yada, yada. We are absolutely getting in the garage today. So I'll probably be back on, I would say probably an hour or two. I will be back on. We're going to head out to the garage. We're going to see, we're going to get a box. We're going to open it, and I don't know what's going to be in it, but there's going to be some stuff. So we're going to get all that out and see what's in there. And it'll be an adventure. And then if you guys haven't had a chance yet, I am going to start putting more stuff up on YouTube, because I can put links. I can't put links to stuff in TikTok. It won't let me do any of that. I don't know if I don't have enough people or if it's just a setting or whatnot. So I am going to be putting links to like different supplies I found, other videos I found of resellers, that stuff that's good. I'm going to be doing other little shorts and putting them up there of like advice. So if you go over to YouTube, just go to YouTube and search for Nice Comps, and then follow it or subscribe or whatever it is you do over there. I don't even know. You do something, and then that way you'll be able to like get in there and see some of the shorts and stuff for extra help. So yeah. Thanks. Absolutely. Yeah, you and Snap are already besties. Ooh, I have a new bestie I didn't even know about. Linktree in the bio is usually what people do. Yeah, and I have my Linktree in the bio, in my bio as well. I think everything's in there, some stuff, but I don't have any videos or anything. I don't have any video links up there. So the videos I'm going to be putting over on YouTube are going to have like, you know, here's how to do this, and here's the stuff you need for it, or here's another link to somewhere else to find a better way to do it, or another way to do it, or whatever. It's just something I'm working on. So cool. All right, Laura. Okay, guys, bye. I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye, weirdos. Hi, YouTube, if you're still here. I haven't forgotten about you. Okay. All righty. We're going to end this one here. Thanks, you guys, so much for joining us on YouTube. I appreciate you. I appreciate your love, and I appreciate your help. Hi, Justin. I love you.